the technical side of things before expanding into that. My scroll's blank? Nope, it's right there. See? Ow! Son of a bitch! God damn it, Vince. Yeah, maybe I should adjust it a little bit. Now pretending bad to have... I'm not embarrassed! I've watched a lot of sci-fi, and I don't think I've ever seen things go wrong when they decide to bring the assimilating alien life form on board their ship. Like, it's worked perfectly in literally every piece of media. Ah, shit. No! About of all people. Where the fuck is little bastard? There's the little bastard. Mortis. Someone please clip that. I swear they're calling me brother. It hurts to remember. What has happened to you, my brother? Don't have time to play with myself. Honestly, when I'm feeling down and depressed and I don't want to remember things, playing with myself is usually the best option. Jesus, fuck! Nobody fucking clip that, I swear to God. Oh, it's not... Okay, Kim gets an excuse. He has rabies. He literally doesn't even understand what's in front of him right now. This is probably a safer option than running into some laser beams, isn't it? If it doesn't crush me to death. Alright, see, I figured it out. I'm a smart fella. Oh, God, no! Come on, that was a connection! I accidentally made a dick. Chat, I swear that wasn't on purpose. I'm a grown man. I am pushing 30 years old. I did not intentionally make a dick in Sonic the Hedgehog. It's raining nut. Hallelujah. It's raining nut. Help. I am the handsomest of dumb sluts. I'm also getting tentacled really hard right now. So here's my plasma torpedoes versus this adaptive transphobic torpedo. Not transphobic. Adaptive transphobic torpedo. Is that a pronoun in their bio? Fire the transphobic torpedoes! I'm so fucking stupid. Finally, we can afford the pet deposit. I was really worried we're gonna have to try and convince a Japanese company to accept tiefling hentai as payment.
E-Rock, I'm...
And with that, the tavern is open. Hello, everyone. Today's stream is brought to you by G Fuel. Not because they sponsor me, but because they're the only thing currently keeping me alive. I am on my third shaker of G Fuel for today. I am such a sleepy bitch. Oh my god. Terribly sorry everything started so late. I delayed stream an hour because I got home from work late and I didn't want anything we had at the house for dinner. Like, we could have just reheated some chili, but I got sick last night after eating the chili. I don't think the two events were related. I think I was getting sick either way, but because I got sick right after eating the chili, the thought of having chili made me feel sick. So we went to this pub and grill that was really good nearby us. They call it Billy Frog's. The food there is really good. Part of the reason I decided to go there is because my mom has been wanting to get their chicken Philly there again. The thing is, I forgot, because all their food is fresh, it takes for fucking ever to get your meal. It took over an hour for us to get in, get our food, pay, and get out. So yeah, we were kind of a little more than an hour late. Terribly sorry about that. Does G Fuel save me from the heavens? G Fuel saves me from myself. I'm just gonna leave it at that. I suppose now is a bad time to bitch, and I've also got a headache. Let me have a little more G Fuel in my system. But anyway, Tenchi, always lovely to see you. Alk, I see you lurking there, you little so-and-so. Hey, Smitty, what's happening? Always lovely to see your face here. What's happening in the tavern tonight? Looks like rain. It is raining inside the tavern. I should probably get that fixed, but I don't know if a plumber can handle that. Also, on my way home, so like I mentioned that I went to a place called Billy Frog's for dinner tonight. On my way home, I passed by a place called Mr. Toad's. It is a bar and library. Actually, I think it's a pub and a library. No one was certain what the difference is, but yeah. Just got back from a tabletop RPG. Nice. I gotta get another group going. I kind of don't want to be a DM for this, though, because there is an online game I want to host with many of my friends once they're available. But I don't want to DM more than one game again. I just want to DM this one online game. I need to find an IRL group to be a player for. I've had enough of being a forever DM. I need to be a player. I want to play a paladin again. I want to make someone pop like a pimple with my double smites. Because fuck you, Divine Smite is not a bonus action. I could just do it. I don't care what Wizard of the Coast says. Wizard of the Coast can eat the entirety of my purple ass. But yeah, I may have to try out a new tabletop RPG. I've been kind of wanting to try out Pathfinder. Or maybe Call of Cthulhu. I did play a single game of Rogue Trader and I really enjoyed it. The only problem is I wound up playing it with a guy who had a massive case of main character syndrome. And yeah, nobody wanted to play with him after that. So the game just kind of fell apart. You're in 3 games, 2 as a player and 1 as a DM. It's like dying of thirst in the desert and watching another man drown. Ow! Alk, how you doing? But anyway, this is the other place I found was a bar and library called Mr. Toad's. So we went from Billy Frogs to Mr. Toad's. And as we were walking by, I turned to my mother and I went, huh, I wonder if they're friends. I changed my name, a little slow on the upkeep there, aren't you, Alk? Alk, you've DM'd me since I've changed my name. Alk, Alk, what is your perception? You poor baby. But here we got the bad bitch Jake. There's a game you want to play, Toons RPG? I could fuck with that. It is not Lloyd. It's literally just pronounced Lloyd. Listen, chat. Think about it. Can you think of a famous, perhaps bar-keeping character associated with the supernatural? And what his name was? It's a fucking reference. Let me be clever. But back before I decided. First I used to be live on Twitch with the name. Went live, my name was different on Discord to my Twitch. Yeah, so I did one stream with the old name just to announce to everyone, hey, I'm changing my name. I've been kind of feeling like the name Dice Bard has been holding me back as far as discoverability wise. Because I feel like a lot of people see the name Dice Bard and they assume it's going to be a tabletop RPG channel, which was the original plan. I was originally wanting to do a D&D focused YouTube channel and streams. But, that wound up not happening. Instead, I got lazy and just played video games instead. And I'm 100% admit it. Part of the reason why I am such a big supporter of Tiefling Melissa, like why I consider her streams more important to support than my own streams, is because she's doing what I wanted to do. She's doing a channel that is devoted towards sharing and helping others play the game. I kind of don't want to have anything to do with Dungeons and Dragons officially anymore because, WotC being WotC, but I still love the hobby. And I may still make some tabletop content just because it's such a big part of my life. If I could get off my lazy ass and start doing editing for YouTube, I may make some general tabletop stuff, like not so much all D&D focus, but general tabletop advice. And just, stories of RPGs and stuff. But that's neither here nor there. A toad belched on Lloyd's boot, and he built the tavern on top of the toad's. Have I ever told y'all why my tavern is called the Belching Toad? You cannot recall. So, chat, when I first got stationed in the middle of bumfuck nowhere, New Mexico, I was a brand new airman. So, they put me in the dorms on base. I couldn't live off base. And right across the street from my dorm was the base's community center, which was basically just the place for dorm rats to hang out. And I had played a bit of D&D there. Like, I played a little bit of D&D when I was in tech school. I've told you all the story of how I got into D&D. And I joined into a game of D&D that was being hosted there. It was a massive pain in the ass. I played as a character I lovingly called the Buff Romancer. He was a necromancer with 16 intelligence and 18 strength. But that game had 11 players, plus the DM. If you've ever heard me tell the story of the DM who paused in the middle of the game to sell feet pics, it was that DM. But eventually, that was just unsustainable, and that kind of just slowly fell apart. And then one day, I'm hanging out at the community center just playing Xbox because I did not have my own Xbox at the time. I had to go to the community center and use theirs.
And the lady at the desk came up and was like, "Hey, you play D&D, right?" I was like, "Yeah." I was like, "I got some guys over here who want to play, but none of them know how to DM. You want to give it a try?" And I was like, "Yeah, fuck it. I've pulled DMing out of my ass before without ever playing D&D before. Now I actually understand what D&D is a little bit. So I pulled another game out of my ass." And that group of players actually wound up being my best friends for the entire time I was stationed at bumfuck nowhere, New Mexico. I'm still in contact with them. We have a group chat in Discord. Some of them are actually in my server. I had to ban one of them for being an annoying little shit. But if y'all were there for the movie night we had a couple weeks ago where we watched The Thing, two of the people there were my friends from bumfuck nowhere, New Mexico. The one who hosted the video was actually one of my friends. He was the one who played as the war. I think the warlock's name was the warlock's name Billy. Is that how we got the nickname? No, no, no. His name was Asher. Anyway, I digress. So I pulled the entire game out of my ass. I made it all up as I was going along. And when I had them get to their first tavern, I had to think of a name on the spot. So, for whatever reason, it occurred to me to call the tavern the Belching Toad, to which all the players had a very visible ow. Hey Vince, how you doing? Had a very visible and audible reaction to. They were none too pleased with the idea of having to eat and drink at a place called the Belching Toad. However, as many of you may know, I am a sadist. What did you miss? Well, not my head. Ow! I am a bit of a sadist. So every single game after that, every time I would start a new campaign, because I DM'd a lot, I had my players' very first tavern or inn they would encounter be called the Belching Toad. No matter what the setting was, it was always the Belching Toad. Except there was one game where my players came and all came together, and it was like the way the game started, they didn't get to a tavern for quite a while. So when they finally got to a new town and needed a place to stay, and they went to go look for a tavern or an inn, they looked me dead in my eyes, because this was before COVID, so we could play together. They looked me dead in my eyes, and they told me, and this was, oh, by the way, this was in my own house. At this point, I had a condo. They told me in my own house that if this tavern was called the Belching Toad, they were going to skin me alive. So I describe as they walk up to the tavern, and the sign is of a large amphibian with its mouth gaping open and 3 air bubbles. And they all glared at me as I described as they enter the tavern. And the bartender turns towards them, cleaning a glass, and goes, "Welcome to the Burping Frog." It is a good thing I had a pickaxe in my lap, because they probably would have murdered me otherwise. God, it still warms my heart every time I think about it. I should have kept that pickaxe. I don't know if they would have allowed me to take it in Japan, but I should have kept it. Ow! Vince, why? Alright, a little more G Fuel to fuel the soul. And now, after 20 goddamn minutes, we're gonna actually start the game. This is why it takes me for fucking ever to get through visual novels. All I do is yap. This time for my old players, listen, they deserved it. As I said, one of them had to get banned from my server for being annoying. Like, I had to look my friend in the eyes on Discord, because we're nowhere close to each other anymore. But I had to look him in the eyes on Discord and tell him, listen, you're an annoying motherfucker and you kill the mood. I'm just gonna have to ban you. Because he only ever popped up in my server to be an annoying little shit. And, like, deliberately disrupt whatever people were doing. He also posted a lot of very sexual emojis. Like, shit posting sexual, but still sexual. I was like, not really comfortable with that. But I digress. Because now, we got this bad bitch in front of us. Hey, innkeeper. Why, hello. It's been a while since I've seen you around. A whole week, to be exact. And you already miss me? Every day. A little. Cute. I got my hands on a job. All the way over in Derera. Seems like something relatively easy, but well paid. Or like something too good to be true. Not this time. Apparently the farmers just wanted it to be done quickly. Shot for a higher than average rate. Sounds like easy money. Yeah, I wish. You know, I think I could use a drink first. Something that'll bring my usual speed and agility. I feel like this job drained me of all my energy. Only if I get to hear the rest of the story. Sounds like a good deal to me. Alright, everybody wants a goddamn Swift Strike. I make more Swift Strikes. Like, I'm pretty sure I've made more Swift Strikes alone than all the other drinks combined. Rum and Coke, only issues we sell Pepsi. All I can think of is this one thing. I don't remember what it was from. It was like, you know, hey, can I get a rum and Coke? Is Pepsi okay? Yeah, sure. Brings you a Pepsi and Coke. Honestly, that is 100% something I would pull the belching toad. It's not like y'all can do anything about it. No one can find the exit. You're all stuck here, bitches. Family Guy, that was most definitely not Family Guy. I want to say it was from an internet thing. It has a Russian badger feel to it, or maybe a Soviet wumble. Let's hope this suits your tastes. Your drinks never disappoint. Glad to hear. I could definitely feel my senses coming back to me. Bitches with this as a theme song have a 110% chance to steal your man, with a 10% margin of error. Listen to this shit while I check my DMs real quick. This is how you know she's a bad bitch. Listen to that. So was no one gonna tell me that my desktop was muted? I'm sitting here going on about listen to that music. And my desktop has been muted the entire time. Why do y'all let me make a fool of myself? It's got that dark country feel to it. I like it. Like the kind of country music that like brings it, like, you know, brings in dark supernatural imagery, or talks about being an outlaw, running, knowing that tonight's gonna be your last night. You want to see the chaos? If you want to see chaos, Sonic Adventure is on Steam. Buy it. Lloyd's drink does disappoint. He gave you a Pepsi and Coke at the same time. Doesn't matter, still got paid. I made you a drink. Now it's your turn. You have 1 and 2? Then play it. I'm pretty certain you could unlock Chaos as a playable character in the multiplayer in 2 as well. Already capped out your game acquisition budget? It's Steam Summer Sale. It's a 25-year-old game. I'm pretty certain you can afford it. Hold on. How much is Sonic Adventure on Steam right now? Sonic Adventure DX. Oh! Tenchi, thank you so much for the subscription. Much appreciated. Alright, Sonic Adventure is currently $4 on Steam. Listen, If you have to skip out on subscribing to me for a while to afford that, I'll understand. Need to skip ads while you fix the lag? Did you really spend, what is it, like $6 now? Just so you wouldn't get ads when refreshing the page? Also, God, I really wish I could undo that. Like, I've done what I can to keep ads from playing in the middle of stream, so that, like, you guys don't have to worry about an ad break starting while I'm in the middle of a game or something. I just really wish I could get rid of the pre-roll ads. Like, I hate ads so much. I don't even hardly make any money off them. And even if I did make money off them, I hate them so much, I would rather you guys just use an ad block that works on Twitch. I'm aware that it's difficult to have an ad block that works on Twitch, but if y'all figure it out, you have my blessing to use ad block on my streams. I fucking hate ads. I walked down the street and somebody tried to advertise something to me and I almost punched him in the face. And that's not an exaggeration. Literally on my way home, because I walked to the pub and then came back. And on my way back, someone tried to like talk to me about their business or whatever. And I was very close to just punching them because it was like the third motherfucker. I was like, I was sick of it. I'm tired of being advertised to. Give me some fucking peace. I can't even turn on my damn TV. Don't even like watching anything. Just turning on the damn smart TV to look at the apps, and like a third of the screen is taken up by an ad. I fucking hate it. I'm never buying a Roku TV again. Need to go back to your dorm real quick. Internet sucks where you are, and there's a lot of people here. Tell them I said hi. Anyway, tell me about your latest job. Fine, a deal's a deal. Told you the client's a farmer, right? She has a large flock of two-headed sheep. Apparently, that darn starfall damaged their barn, and they somehow managed to break out of their enclosure. Oh, you need to move back to your dorm. I thought you were saying that like you were out of your dorm right now, and you were going back in there for this. Okay, my bad, my mistake. Listen, I can't read. Chat, you are looking at the result of an Alabama education. I only ever learned 2 words for all that spelling and reading shit. And it's the only 2 words a man needs. The words are send and nudes. It's a brand of wine. I'm not joking. Downstairs, there is a bar and liquor store in my building. And they have a brand of wine in there called Send Nudes. And I need to see if I can get a sponsorship from them when I improve the bar setup for stream, so I can actually stock my in-stream bar with them, because that is just delightful. Anyway, where were we? Didn't think they were that clever, honestly. Must be the 2 brains. Probably. Anyways, they got out right before their shearing appointment, and of course the farmer needs to get them back in time. Especially consider the rumors surrounding Tavern at the moment. Seems to be a dangerous place nowadays. Rumors. I like rumors. Apparently an unusual amount of cattle have been going missing these past few weeks. So local folks have been keeping an eye closer on their flocks and fences. Of course, the farmer wanted her sheep to be safe, so she hired someone to bring her animals back. See how Maine's education was? You learned how to bypass the school's website blockers and that's it? Alright, I gotta see, because my family is actually from Maine. I was born in Alabama. I believe my father was as well, but my mother was born in Maine. And her side of the family up for her were in Maine for like a few generations. They immigrated from Wales. Hold on. Maine. State. Maine. rank education. There is no way in hell that Florida is rated #1 in education. I refuse to believe that Florida is #1 in education. All right, the state of Maine is ranked number 43 in education. Jesus Christ. Let's not go that far on Florida. Mississippi still exists. See, Alabama education ranking. All right, see, Alabama is number 45th. Listen, we got a saying. Wait, hold on. Wait. Alabama's barely worse than Maine? That don't feel right. Gotta say it. Yeah, so we got a saying in Alabama. And I'm pretty sure this is a saying all across the South. Thank God for Mississippi. Because no matter how bad your state is, Mississippi's always gonna rank lower. Smitty, thank you so much for the hydrate. And thank you for the nut. I see why you wanted me hydrated now. Anyway, back to the matter at hand. We have been on this same screen for 30 minutes and we have gotten nowhere. That's someone being you. Obviously. I thought to myself, I'm a monster hunter. Handling animals is basically my job. I'd say a monster hunter is rather well known for, well, hunting instead of handling. Hunting, handling. At the end of the day, the animal is getting strapped to the back of the truck. Hail hydrate. God, and there is one thing I hate the MCU for, because I work aircraft maintenance. Aircrafts have hydraulics, so at the very least in my career field, there is a specific hydraulic shop for each aircraft. Guess how many of these motherfuckers have made their emblem the Hydra logo from Marvel, but instead of tentacles, it's hydraulic lines. And it says, Hail Hydro. Guess how many? The answer is fucking all of them. They all have the same stupid patch, and they put that design up in all of their offices. That was exactly the issue. Do you know how stubborn two-headed sheep are? Let me guess. They're twice as stubborn as one-headed sheep? You got it. They're impossible to get moving. Impossible to startle. One head might be eaten, but the other one is always watching you. But you did it, right? I suspect you wouldn't be here if you hadn't finished the job. Do they fight over who got it first? I doubt it. Listen, they're hydro shops. I don't think drinking all of that hydraulic fluid, because if you're in hydro, you're gonna wind up drinking hydraulic fluid, and I don't think that does good things to the body. I think a lot of them don't even know where they are. I mean, I can't say much. I'm the exact same way, and I don't even have the, justification of being exposed to toxic chemicals. My job's all electrical. You're absolutely correct. I was at my wit's end. Imagine having fought hundreds, if not thousands of beasts. And some sheep are the one enemy you can't win against. Sounds like an incredibly humbling experience. It was. Trust me. But luckily I got some help. Another adventurer saw me struggling and offered her assistance and knowledge. Or should I say, a retired adventurer. Oh? Yeah, she was very insistent on that label. Some kind of astral finfolk. Must have lost her arm a while ago. Oh no. Back to the sheet. She told me that there's apparently one thing that gets their full attention. You got any guess on what that magical tool might be? Let me guess, it's food. I have no... Oh my god, I love her. Look at her. Clovers! I'm afraid of mommy here. Look at her. She is so badass. Wait, no, look. She is so cool. Hold on. My mom needs to see this. Chat. This is basically if my mom had only one arm. Not fishy? What, you're afraid of Jade? Hold on. Hey, Mom. No. You coming? Just a moment, she's a little slow. By the way, I am on stream. I'm streaming. But I saw this, I showed you. Look at this fish lady. It's you!
It is me. That is me.
That is just, that's
It's
you.
kind of like a combination of me and Granny.
Honestly, yeah, I see it. When Granny had the long hair. Chat, how much do you think it would cost me to get the rights to this character to use as like a Discord reactive for my mom? This is literally just my mom as a fish lady. I am so glad she saw the vision. Anyway, where were we? Clovers. Morning dew clovers, to be precise. They go absolutely feral for them. Ladies and gentlemen, we lose Lloyd from being beaten in his sleep by his mom with a fish. Oh no, she fully agreed. Did y'all not hear her? Wait, were you guys able to hear us? I do realize I have turned down the gain on my microphone. No, I was like, look, Mom, it's you. And she just immediately agreed. Please tell me my microphone picked that up. You heard? All right. It was a bit quiet. All right, chat, real quick. What sounds better to y'all? Me talking with my microphone like this? Or me talking with my microphone like this? Because one of these has my microphone's gain all the way up, and the other is my gain all the way down. So which sounded better to y'all, the first or the second? They're both the same to you? Okay, I guess I'm close enough to my microphone that the gain doesn't influence much. Which if that's the case, I'm gonna keep my gain low so that other sounds from farther away don't become an issue. But back on, I'm sorry. I saw Fish Mom and I had to show Flesh Mom. She needed to see the vision. Anyway, where were we? Clovers, a few of them make them follow every single one of your commands. But someone with your experience should know that, innkeeper. You hear the fish coming my way from a mile? I'll be fine. Had a hard time differentiating the different audios? Okay. So that probably means that the gain does not affect when I am this close to the microphone, because I do have the microphone up to about my chin. The gain is probably affecting how well y'all can hear stuff from a distance, which I need to keep low, so that way my mom can do karaoke while I stream. Do you two know each other? Barely. Keep your secrets then. Oh, so mysterious, innkeeper. I wanted to buy her a drink after she helped me out back then. Does anyone actually pay for the drinks here? I don't think I have made a single cent the entire time we've played this. Didn't expect you two to be best friends, honestly. Best friends? I think you got that one wrong, Jade. I'd never friend someone like him. I have taste. I'm paid in stories and trinkets. I can't pay my rent with stories and trinkets, chat. Listen, I need money. Fucking pay me. I'm broke. The repo man's gonna repossess my tavern. He's gonna tie a big old rope around it, hook it up to his truck, and just drive away. Well, that was unnecessarily rude of you, Una. You could pay me in steel. At the very least, I could scrap that for money. You didn't even consider my— Ow, motherfucker! I honestly should have seen that coming. Imagine a setting where stories are the leading currency. Isn't that just Tabaxi society? Oh god, what have I been DM'd? Oh god, this game has 4 fucking acts. Oh god, we're gonna be playing this forever. Consider me sorry, innkeeper. Apology accepted. Speaking of taste, what about your drinks? I know you've always liked experimenting with potions and other suspicious liquids. Technically, wasn't that Castlevania? Hey, wild magic waifu, how are you doing? Wait, what was Castlevania? Is that how Castlevania works? Do they use stories as a currency in Castlevania? I've never played Castlevania. All I know about Castlevania is pop culture osmosis and watching the anime on Netflix, which was really badass. Looks like you finally made it, huh? Indeed. I think I got the hang of it. Then what are you waiting for? Your old rival's waiting for a drink. Preferably one that'll restore my energy. Those sheep made my old bones all wobbly, and I don't like feeling so weak. Gotcha. Let's see what that old magic has to offer. Don't worry. He may not look it, but his drinks are actually really good. I bet. I'll just take that as a compliment, I suppose. You don't think you should get the Fountain of Youth? You don't need the Fountain of Youth. Listen, age is not something to shirk away from or be ashamed, especially when you are from a field where people die young. Always fear the silver-haired or the gray-haired, whatever. Always fear the gray-haired in a field where people die young. Listen, I swear to God that sounded better in my head. In my defense, I barely slept last night. Where's my G Fuel? I need more. But alright, let's see. We're gonna make her a Sailor's Courage. We're gonna have to use an infusion to have enough strength. Thankfully, I don't think the lady is gonna miss any of her intelligence, so we're just gonna go ahead and give her a pepper. And then we're gonna max out that strength. Because let's face it, Granny needs all the protein she can get. Did you see the size of her forearms? Granny fucking lifts. Granny needs her protein powder. And you know what? A little extra strength gonna hurt. What's a rivalry if you don't push each other to become stronger? You fear mothers and grandmothers with sandals, even worse, nuns with rulers that are an inch longer than a 12-inch ruler? Be wary of old people with occupations where ones tend to die young. Think of this phrase. Yeah, it's definitely beware old men in occupations where men die young. But, you know, considering we're talking about a woman, I wanted to try and be a little more inclusive in a way that sounded cool. And unfortunately, I completely stumbled over my words because I am a sleep-deprived moron. Actually, you know what? Instead of giving her extra strength, because Lord knows the woman doesn't need to go. The woman needs all the intelligence she can get. Let's not take away from her. Sifa's people keep an oral history and the Belmonts keep a vault of monster information. Okay, yeah, that is true. But none of that is currency. Though, yes, the information is very valuable. I swear to, if this is not being served at a gay bar today, it needs to be. Look at this. This needs to be served at a gay bar with like a naval theming. Like, this has got to be served at like Salty Pete's poop deck or something. Oh, wow. Impressed? Don't get cocky now. You don't have to be shy. You can just admit that I've improved. So, Una, Jay tells me you're retired now. Had enough of the adventuring business? Stop praying for my grandma. She's gotten too powerful. She's broken out of the hospital. No, wait. That is great. I'm not gonna have to... Smitty, I'm stealing that for a meme. I'm stealing that for a meme for Fish Lady tomorrow. Absolutely. I don't want to have anything to do with that anymore. I've completed enough quests for at least 2 lifetimes. And yet you decided to help Jade. Ever had to handle a 2-headed sheep? Not yet. Is that an innuendo? Lucky you. Lucky indeed. I just couldn't watch her struggle with those stubborn beasts any longer. But this was a one-time exception. Did the farmer pay accordingly after your morning dew clover magic trick? Oh, absolutely. She was so happy she gratefully paid the both of us. Well, that's good to hear. She even tipped us with some gems she supposedly found in one of her fields. Uh-oh. That sounds like a plot hook. Get that plot out of my tavern. It's bad enough the vampire brought plot into here. I don't need you bringing it too. But I'm a Mihara. I don't have use for stones like these. And since I'm retired, I couldn't care less about material riches. So we figured we'd give them to you instead. But I wouldn't tell that pretentious blonde dragon priestess if I were you. Feels like a blasphemous gift. That is 100% a plot hook. Get the fucking plot coupon out of my tavern now. All right, Smitty, thanks so much for the lurk. You take care. I still need to fix my commands and bots because I did not take that into account when I changed my Twitch name. And everything is still looking for me on the old Twitch account. I'm pretty sure I've lost access to everything I set up before because I am 99% certain I just logged in with my Twitch and not my email. So all of that's gone. Oopsie poopsie. Oh well, you live and you learn. Oh, divine gems. A little blasphemous indeed. I think I know just the right way to use them. Thank you. Don't mention it. Now that we're done here, I can finally get back to crocheting for the rest of my life. Didn't get this hook put in for nothing. Of course, I also occasionally gotta rip some youngsters off while playing cards. I haven't lost a game in at least 4 decades. That's remarkable. Or impossible for someone who's only playing fair. I think your lucky streak will end with me today. I've also never lost a game in at least a decade. Are you challenging me to a duel? Absolutely. She just pulls out the fucking duel deck. Una, you're a third-rate duelist with a fourth-rate deck. And whoever loses has to pay for the next round of drinks. That's the spirit. I like you, bounty hunter. But don't come crying to me after I annihilate you with my blue eyes white dragon. You wish. I'm gonna warn Jade to be on guard. Look at this lady. She's slippery. Like a fish. Jade, be on guard. You're worried about me? Cute. I just know for a fact that Uno's a master at cheating, and I doubt that she's changed. So you're saying you've lost against her? More than once, yes. Pathetic. Hey, are you talking about me? Listen, Innkeep. If your opponent is obviously cheating, like she was, you can't beat them fair and square. You gotta beat them at cheating. Now watch how a real master does it. Oh, why hello there, Mr. Himbo. Hold on. I need to look up the name of somebody real quick. Chat. Tell me this man would not be voiced by Patrick Warburton. This guy would have Kronk's voice. Hey, Peter. Hey, Peter. Peter. Who? Patrick Warburton. He's the voice of Joe Swanson in Family Guy. And Kronk in Emperor's New Groove. He was also the actor who played the Tick in the live-action sitcom. He uses essentially a slight variation of the same voice for every character, but I can't really fault him for it because it's a perfect fit. Like, the man has the voice for playing a character with a massive chin. Okay, you know Kronk? Yeah. Tell me this guy doesn't have Kronk energy. Wait. Is he Australian? Hold on. He said good day. I gotta get set up properly to voice him. Hold on. Give me just a second. Where the hell? The poison poisoned Cusco. That poison. All right. G'day, mate. I have returned, Innkeeper. Welcome back, Miss Anwar, and welcome. This brave adventurer's name is Claymore. I love him already. He's offered unexpected support. Oh, wait, hold on. I'm giving her the wrong voice. Like, oh my god, he's offered unexpected support during my quest. I'm happy to hear that. Thank you so much on behalf of, the world. Yes, of course. the world, Mr. Clay. You don't have to do the whole... Oh, okay, hold on. Can I do an Australian accent? Can I do an Australian accent? Crikey! You don't need to do the whole Mr. thing. Just Clay's all right with me. I cannot do an Australian accent to save my life. Hold on, I may need some Australian coaching. You keep seeing the tavern keeper upside down. Listen, that's what you gotta do to get into to voice act an Australian. You gotta get to the Australian mindset. All right, let me see. Raise up lights. Raise up lights. Put a shrimp on the barbie. Crikey. Crikey, mate. Look at the size of this lad. It's a Batman mindset. Otherwise, it sounds so formal. Like talking to one of those grab people. Oh, you would want to be one of those. Clay it is then. Can offer you both a drink in exchange for how you two met. Crikey, that would be a fun trade, right, Tia? I think it would be welcomed as well. Okay, here's the thing. Can I set a hotkey for this? All right, let's see. I think it would sound more like Grog. The very first thing he said was "good day." He has to be as offensively Australian as I can stereotype him. Listen, Australia is one of the few cultures you can still be stereotyping. I gotta get away with that shit before culture moves on and I get canceled for it. Listen, I can do Australians, the French, and the Italians. No one else is fair game. I can't do Americans because I am American. So, like, you know, eh. So hold on. Can I set a hotkey? Maybe. You know what? It's more effort than it's worth. All right, then what could I get you? Clay, please go ahead. Oh, look at this skull. All right. Crikeys, mate. You got a lot of stuff on the menu. How about one of the drinks with ingredients? It'll be a piece of piss. Wait, can I try to sniper? Sniper's a good job, mate. Crikey. You should come over and meet my kangaroo wife. You look strong. How about something extra for those muscles? Oh, crikey, that sounds nice. Let's go with that. 1 minute. Is this at all worth it? No. But I don't care. If you want to mock Americans, look at South Park with that. Okay, but that's different. They had a different culture mocking Americans. You can't have a person of that culture making fun of the stereotypes. At that point, that's a wee bit different. Australia. After this, we'll go get some macas, eh? We'll go put some maca on the barbie. And you know what? I have a feeling he needs all the intelligence he can get. We're not taking it away from him. Try this. I think it'll knock your socks off. Crikey, this tastes strong. And magic-y. But my socks are still on, the Bobby. Still, I love it. I'll have to remember this one for next time. What's it called? Don't worry, I'll remember it for you. I gotta set up a fucking hotkey for this just in case I encounter another Australian. Crikeys, mate, thank you. Now, Miss Anwar, what would you like? I need some of that liquid vigilance. Even in here, it's important to stay on guard. Wouldn't this be the right time to relax? There is no such time. Not when you are this bad a bitch. All right, I shall aid you on your divine mission of not falling asleep standing. All right, we'll go ahead and give her some first snow. Actually, what does the new ingredient do? See, citron. This rare gemstone can only be found in the well-hidden eastern parts of the Forbidden Valley. Citron is said to be favored by the dragons due to its incredible divine properties. Here is my credit card. Well, it's different when a person of one culture plays in the stereotypes of another one versus a person of a culture playing in the stereotypes of their own culture. Like, I make fun of Americans all the time. Cause fuck them. Blessed with the divine magic of the dragons, adventurers have a much better chance fighting the undead or any other unholy creature. Not Hidden Valley, Forbidden Valley. Hidden Valley is ranch. Forbidden Valley, well, I mean, that's where the dragons make their special ranch. You can ask Belly all about it. All right, I'm gonna give her a first snow. So we need dexterity, charisma, and defense for that. So I need something. Or I think I'll keep it simple. We haven't made a Frosted Lagoon in a little bit. She doesn't need any other special properties. Well, that being said, it would be kind of cool to give her the, you know, I kind of want to give her the Dragon Stone. For no particular reason, it seems like it'd be kind of funny giving the dragon lady the forbidden dragon stones, and we were just talking about how it was blasphemous. So we have the first snow, which requires, I don't think we can, because I'm pretty certain if you have a negative to your defense, it's just a d20. Y'all thought you was slick, y'all thought you was clever, but you ain't. All right, let's see. Oh, okay, we can do that actually. Fuck it, let's bless this bitch. Dragon's blessing upon you. Forbidden Valley, is that what we raid? Some liquid villagers diluted with some delicious secret ingredients. Enjoy. I could do with something less diluted, but you're right. It's delicious. Like, oh my god. Happy to hear that. Where the hell is my... There we are. Crikey, do we get to tell the story now? Please, go ahead. You think I should start with the seashells? See, seashells down by the seashore. Why do you think of Legally Blonde when I talk for her? Oh god, I haven't seen Legally Blonde since I was a kid, but probably because I'm playing into the dumb blonde bimbo stereotype. I don't know why. I saw one look at her prissy ass, and I immediately thought, oh, that's a Valley girl. No, I think some exposition is in order first. As you already know, Innkeeper, I plan to start my investigation right here in Zenith, specifically at the local Gaia temple. So I've been told. Mostly about that wobbling ooze. Ah, yes, that was certainly something. Unfortunately, besides their fascinating personal secrets, they had nothing of value to share with me. But fortunately, thanks to your rumors, I was not entirely without a lead. The wizard's prophecy led me to Dalwell. Or should I say, the Abandoned Isle. Oh, Fairweather. Fairweather? Is that the comic artist on Twitter that makes like the really borderline horny comics, but aren't fully horny, so they can still technically be safe for work, although I would not view them at work, but you know what I mean. The name changes depending on who you ask. Crikey, I didn't know it had that many names. I always just called it Kelpie Island. That is definitely not an Australian accent. Snorpin's a good job, mate. All your heads look bloody 10 feet tall. Chat, I don't think I could do an Australian accent. Put a strip on the barbie. Hold on. We're getting some coaching. I'm committed to the bit. We're watching how to do an Australian accent.
Welcome everyone. Today we're going to be talking about how to do an Australian accent fast. So now we're not going to deal with the technical side of it. This is a straight out of the box, be able to do this right after the video. There will be little technical aspects to it, but this is something that'll get you by very easily. You don't have to go and read a whole book about it. You don't have to buy a whole thing. Simple covered. Are our I sounds. So for example, in the word like, we're going to be focusing on this one right here, the I sound, I. So we would normally say just like, but if you want to sound Australian, we're going to change this sound to this, oi. Almost like if you were to say oil. So instead of saying like, you'd say like.
Like.
So one way is the American way, the other way is the Australian way. So
I like that.
Mike,
Moik.
bike.
Boik.
These are different ways that you can sound Australian by just changing your eyes. Like, Mike, bike, bike. And that will
Boy, you want to
sound
fight.
more Australian.
You want
This
to
is the
fight,
first
mate.
point. This is one of the easiest points to get. Now, mind you, I will say the Australian accent is one of the hardest accents to get. But if you can get some of these points down, these really simple, easy points, boom, you'll be right on your way. Now, the second point we're going to talk about are our R's. So here's what I'm going to show you. So for example, say the word butter. We're going to be focusing on this last part, the So this one here with the ER, we're going to change that to an So if we change it, instead of going like where's the butter, we'd go like where's the butter.
Like, where's the butter?
Will be a huge difference for you. So you have to change your ERs to an So instead of saying better, it'd be better. Now, point number 3, we're going to.
Y'all think my Australian accent's getting better?
Ending of INGs. So, for example, with this word saying, what we do is we get rid of this, so then it'd be saying. What are you saying? Not what are you saying? What are you saying? Are we going camping? Where are you going to be parking? You have to get rid of that G so it's not an ing sound anymore, but it's going to be saying. What are you saying?
It's like they always saying, real G's move in silence.
The last bit we're going to talk about are our inflections. So with our inflections, we have upward inflections towards the very end of our sentences. So if we have a sentence, and then it goes up at the very end. I think some people call it the question accent because it goes up. So for example, it'd be like, where's the butter? And we go up, butter. So say for example, even with the word butter, where's the butter? Butter. So it goes up, butter. So if we have just one word, that one word goes up. Or if we have a whole sentence, the very end goes up. So now if we're going to put it all together with everything that we just learned with our I's, the ERs at the end, our INGs, with the inflections, it goes something like this. Like, I'm just saying, where's the butter? And there you have the inflections. We're working with doing ing, getting rid of the G, doing at the ER sections, and then putting in an oi for the I's. And that will make you have your Australian accent fast. So now with just those tips, go out and try it. Say it in front of a mirror for the next 2-3 minutes, and then go out into the world and say whatever you want to say, and you're going to sound much, much, much more Australian. So thank you all for watching. This was how to do an Australian accent fast. So now, if you all like the video, make sure to give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel so you can be up to date with everything. Leave any comments that you had in the comment section below, and I will see you all next time. Bye, guys.
Like, I used to ride my spider to school. Crikey, mother. My mother was a kangaroo. I'm gonna get cancelled. I think I'm straying beyond what is allowed to be done against the Australian people. Kali. As in, Kali's a fine piece of ass, Roik. Roik. I think I'm ready to go order a Mac up at Straya. Say, eek. I think that's how it goes. I am way too committed to this bit for a character who's probably not even gonna get enough dialogue to warrant it. Oh, wait, I'm Eddie. Now watch me just immediately brain dump all of that. Let's see. I didn't know. I don't think didn't counts for the oi. Like loik, didn't. I didn't know. I feel like in the Australian accent they still say did. Like, did you do the dishes? Did you do the dishes? Yeah, no, that is not right. I didn't know it had so many names. I always just called it Kelpie Island. Why? Because it's shaped like one. Because it's shaped like one. It's shaped like one. I'm gonna have to speak slowly for this guy. Otherwise, I'm gonna completely forget everything. Because it's shaped like one. Probably the smartest approach. Did I accidentally resize? I think I accidentally resized the game. Let me move this over to my primary display so I can see what I'm doing properly. Probably the smartest approach.
Kelpie Island or Fairweather, its name means very little to me. Its local settlement of Fae was much more relevant. They built everything in the giant sequoia that holds their portal to Avalon.
Their portal is in the tree?
Yes, right in its center. They call it the Horizon Tree. It's beautiful, like, oh my god. The Fae themselves were moderately helpful. It was difficult to get them to focus on the severity of the situation. And I was pretty sure they were preparing some sort of morbid ritual with the acorns that were stringing up between the rose bushes in asymmetrical shapes.
God damn it. Son of a bitch. What? Give me just a second. Technical difficulties. Just a moment. I'm stupid. If I could please get this moved over to my main screen so I could see what I'm working with here. All right, where were we? Oi, I always thought those were art projects. Common misconceptions. Sounds like they were preparing to charge them with astral moonlight.
For what?
If you freeze them, they make for good ice cubes.
Do you participate in such practices?
She says as she slowly reaches for her mace. We're on our way to steal the treasure from the Hydra. Why would you do that to the poor Hydra? The Hydra's a bro. Come on. Not at the moment.
I'm just not going to question that. Eventually, I got them to all sit still long enough to ask them about any strange occurrences around their settlement.
Do they understand your definition of strange?
After some explanation, yes. They told me about how just recently an astral humpback whale had rampaged through one of their nearby scouting camps. Just 2 days before the stars fell. They seemed like it was running from something that was full of seething fury. They also claimed it to be a good sign because it promised adventure.
Well, that seems like an understatement.
Majorly.
I mean, it ended up in some kind of adventure. Wait, so adventure? It ended up in some kind of adventure.
Investigating disaster is not an adventure. It is a necessity of dire circumstance. God damn, this guy's gonna kill me. I had fun.
That makes two of us.
It certainly was a sign of something being awry, and I was determined to get to the bottom of it. So naturally, I made my way nearby Carapress Beach and prepared a celestial summoning ruin under the young astral moon.
For the humpback whale, I suppose.
What else would I be summoning? God, you're so stupid. Why are you so stupid?
Well, that maybe you wanted to ask Cassiopeia for her input.
Are you out of your mind? Okay, Cassiopeia is the baddest bitch in all the 9 worlds, okay? I may be a mortal 10, but to an astral being, I am a 3 at best, honey. I cannot step out of my circle. A 3 cannot talk to an astral 10. That's, everybody knows that. Haven't you ever seen High School Musical? God. The Realm Keepers have sworn a divine oath of neutrality to prevent them from directly interfering with the simple world of us mortals. The full might of their powers could disrupt the delicate balance of their cosmic design.
Right. Sorry. Slipped my mind.
You are forgiven. As I was preparing the ritual, readying myself to confront the troublemaker, I suddenly found myself being interrupted by a strange request. Well,
That was me. I asked her if she needed any more seashells. Did she?
I did actually. Pairing dragonhead tritons and flimmering limpet shells can heighten the dual aspects of the celestial twins, therefore making the connection to the astral sea far more stable.
Obviously.
I hadn't managed to find a limpet shell, and one happened to be among his offerings.
I honestly just thought she was decorating the beach and that she could use some more color. You weren't wrong, in a way. Sadly, the shells burned up during the ritual. Singed Tia's hands, too. I cannot deliver any much on this. Look at him. Look at this poor himbo baby. This poor Australian baby. Fun fact, this is actually what Australian infants look like. This is how Australians come out of the womb. If you doubt me, you could read the documentary of Team Fortress 2 comics. It's all that Australian in their veins.
Just a little. Fortunately, I possess spectacular healing abilities.
Fortunately indeed. You collecting seashells for beach decorations or your very own ritual, Clay? I was collecting them for my friends. At this time of year, Kelpie Island is full of all kinds of sparkling, floating animals from the astral sea. And they love munching on seashells. Do you encounter these creatures a lot? I try to. They're very nice.
Clay can talk to animals just like all Australians. Haven't you ever seen Crocodile Hunter? God. Gaia's blessings rest upon him.
Well, that's fantastic. Alright, I think I'm done flipping myself upside down. It's getting to be a bit cumbersome. Oh, it is! Though I'm not sure they always like talking to me. They tend to disappear sooner or later. Sometimes they come back. Often they don't. I think maybe I accidentally... Do Australians say I or oi? I think maybe I accidentally say things that upset them without realizing it. And they think I mean to hurt them. Listen, I watched a 5-minute video on how to fake an Australian accent. We're committed to the bit. I hate when that happens. You mean they just disappear like they were never there? Yes, like they moved to a different, quieter beach. Or like they returned to the astral sea. I feel like they would tell me if they went back home. Not necessarily. Many Asturian creatures can traverse planes at will, but they don't always have control over when they return. On many occasions, the astral's currents pull them back home before they're ready. And once you're swept up in them, each subsequent journey out becomes more and more difficult. Or so I've been told. I guess your friends either went home when you weren't there, or got pulled back before they had a chance to say goodbye. I lied. So you're saying the sea swallowed them?
Not quite. It just beckoned them home. Through a celestial hug of sorts.
So that means I can just visit them in the astral sea?
That would be...
Oh god, what did I just do? That wasn't supposed to happen. Pay no mind to the man behind the curtain.
That would be an incredible undertaking. Traveling between planes is quite hazardous.
Is it? But echoes are from the primordial sea, and my family has lived here for quite a while, I think. They must have gotten here somehow.
Actually, it was much simpler to traverse between planes once. That was...
It used to be a lot easier to travel between planes, you know, before some jackasses crashed theirs into a couple castles. Now we all have to suffer for all of eternity with the struggle.
But for a long time, it's been almost impossible without complicated and dangerous rituals.
They're gonna pay the stage crew to make it look like it was supposed to.
Until recently, the astral sea was the only possible way to pass through the barriers. And accessing required meticulous planning, not to mention the sea tends to come with more risks than rewards. Even your Asterian friends who could choose to leave their home planes on a whim get pulled back by the currents eventually. I imagine imagine what would happen to you if you went in unprepared. Like, oh my god, I would just die.
But the Fae on Kelpie Island aren't from Gaia either. And they told me they haven't lived there for very long.
Since the 5 interplanar portals opened up, interplanar travel's become a lot more accessible again. At least when it comes to the dream planes. But even the astral primordial seas, not to mention are finally open to us again after all these years. It is truly a miracle to witness in our lifetime, and I am still the baddest bitch in all of them. Like, look at my hair. All planes, no one matches my volume.
So the portals have always been there? I didn't know that. Who put them there?
Well, that is a very good question.
And one that would blow the scope of this conversation beyond its bounds, I think. You just have to tell me how you summoned that whale.
You're right. We are getting way off track with our exposition. I am so sorry. I am such a slut for world building. As Clay and I talked, he told me about his fascinating friendships with the astral creatures and his ability to speak with animals as if they share a language. Again, all Australians.
So you asked him for help?
Well, he offered his aid, and I could certainly have handled it on my own, but...
Why, hello there. Senbazokura. Look up. All I see is my ceiling. What am I supposed to see up there? Fuck! Tenchi, you're supposed to be on my side, goddammit! I gave you that blade to defend the tavern, not attack me! Fuck! Can't believe I fell for that. God, no one's smarted. Anyway, where were we? Crikey, mate, but you didn't have to.
Right, that. Obviously. Thank you very much, Clay.
Anytime. I cannot keep a consistent accent for this man to save my life, goddamn.
So I summoned it. The ritual worked exceptionally well and appeared out of the sky in a wave of concerning darkness. Stars used to accompany them.
I mean, there was one star.
There was. The whale was even bigger than I had anticipated, almost as tall as a horizon tree. And in its stomach rested a giant sun, the only star of the night sky whose light had not been extinguished, nestled right in its belly.
That sounds beautiful.
It was, in a way. The star wasn't a thing to worry about, though. The whale didn't look at all happy about being summoned. Usually guys are so happy when I call them. Instead, it looked like a wounded animal that was one loud noise away from lashing out. And it looked sick. Its translucent skin was gray, like it was frozen with the coldness of the highest mountain or the deepest depth. Its eyes were pale, almost blind, with no that's called cataracts. My poor neighbor's got those. I keep having to... Poor man, I keep having to go to his apartment and fix his phone for him. Because I turn on the accessibility features to make his text really big and with like special outlines to make it easier for him to read with his cataracts, and he somehow keeps resetting it. Poor man, I don't know how he does it, and I don't know how to stop it from happening. I thought for a brief second we must fight this beast before it consumes us and everything in its path. But when I looked over at Clay, I saw a deep understanding in his eyes, like he wasn't seeing a monster, but a friend. So I stayed quiet, knowing that whatever he knew outweighed my fear.
You knew what it needed, Clay. Not completely, but I knew that look in its eyes. That feeling when you get so scared you get angry. When you want to fight because you're terrified and won't be able to flee. So I kneeled to show I didn't mean any harm. And I held out me last conch shell in me hands. It took a moment to overcome the instinct to mistrust. But then it picked the shell up gently and ate it. I saw the conch freeze as it was swallowed. It looked painful. Tenchi! Tenchi, I need thee. Fuck it, I'll do it myself. Ban and report. And that is a... see, chat message, spam, scams, or bots. Bot. Spam bot. And submitted. We're gonna block them for good measure. Lag is really bad. I'm sorry to hear that, Ditchy. Wait, does the lag affect the chat for you? Why, Sid Bozoka, thank you so much for the subscription. It always means a lot when somebody stops by my streams and there's like, you know what? Watching this idiot bumblefuck about is amusing. I'm gonna subscribe for more. Thank you very much. And welcome to the Belgic Toad Tavern. Hope you enjoy your time here with us. Want to comfort the whale? I reached out and carefully put my hand against its cheek. I wanted it to know it wasn't alone. I'm sure it needed that. It did. It was so sad it cried tears of golden dust. Man, this is kind of a difficult story to do with the silly voices.
Its tears turned to ice before they even hit the ground. It was at that moment I realized its body had been cursed with a potent frostbite. I knew it didn't trust me yet, so I did what I previously would not have thought possible. Through a hand on Clay's shoulder and the magic of your drink, I was able to briefly transfer my magic onto Clay, allowing him to cure it of its diseases. He kissed it on the forehead and the ice burned away, freeing it of its endless chill. It was quite sweet.
That's one lucky whale. And what unusual effect of that infusion.
Is that not usually possible?
Inspiration is a fickle thing. Such magic is deeply personal and differs from person to person. I always enjoy seeing how others imagine support to look like. Crikey, Tia's support was very helpful.
I'd hope so.
Once it was free of its pain, the whale was ready to talk to us. I asked it what happened, and it told me of fighting some sort of evil creature on 2 legs. A creature on 2 legs? So humanoid then.
We assume. It turns out whales don't care much about our appearance.
It cared more about all the things being thrown at it. What a mean thing, what a mean way to approach a whale. Apparently, it swallowed some kind of stone. I could only remember its black and white color, and that it tasted horrible. But it thought, I have a strong digestive thing. It's nothing to worry about. Rookie mistake. The 2-legged monster just wouldn't stop attacking, so it fled as quickly as it could, trying to find its way home. It felt really bad about destroying the camp. I get why. The worst part about being angry is seeing the wreckage you leave behind. Tia, do you ever get angry? I want to know more about this man. This is a deeply troubled yet kind soul. I need to know his story. God bless him.
No, I am the embodiment of calmness and self-discipline. How fucking dare you? Do you know who my dad is?
Where I come from, they call that repression.
Tis.
Luckily, its anger subsided when it found its way back. I thought it was finally safe, but suddenly this freezing cold began. I didn't mind the cold much. I'm from the highlands, and we get a lot of snow in the winter. We get a lot of snow in the winter. But the kind of cold it was describing sounded awful. Painful and inescapable, like it was freezing from the inside out.
The potent frostbite I mentioned, it seems a curse to cold and slowly spread out through its entire body.
It tried to keep itself warm by feeding on solar crabs and cosmic squid. But that didn't help much. It just kept getting more scared, and angrier, and colder. Till even its brain was freezing over. It couldn't think of anything other than cold. So in its desperation, it ate the hottest thing it could find. A star.
A star, a giant one at that. It looked deceptively small, contained in its belly. But apparently it was one of the biggest ones the night sky had to offer, the East Star.
It ate Pharos, the guiding star of the endless sea?
It did, and it helped, kept its frostbite at bay, even if it did not eradicate it. But as you can imagine, such a massive star disappearing did not have the most desirable effect on the astral sea's delicate balance of gravity. How do we know what gravity is? Whose head did the apple fall on here?
Do they know of Sir Isaac Newton? Do they fuck with Sir Isaac Newton? I fuck with Sir Isaac Newton. Hold on, I need to correct some things here real quick. How you doing?
Let me fix my camera a little.
All right, where were we? I can imagine that. The boy was very confused about what happened. But it said all the stars around it suddenly started to fall and spin out of place. They crashed into each other, causing more destruction with each passing moment. I didn't understand everything it described, but it sounded bad.
To label it as bad would be an understatement. The falling stars with holes in Cassiopeia's wings.
Do you know if Newton had ever discovered gravity would have gravity? Yeah. Before Sir Isaac Newton went and made fucking gravity, we were all just floating around having a gay old time. We didn't have to worry about being overweight. We didn't have to worry about whether or not we could cross a mountain or a river. There was no gravity. We could just fly like we were in Dragon Ball Z, and it was awesome. And then some fucking nerd had to invent falling. And we've been suffering for it ever since.
To think that just one hungry creature could break the entire balance of the universe.
It was hurt and scared.
It should have endured instead of hurting others.
It was alone. It didn't know all that would happen. Count itself lucky you were there to help. It didn't, and I'm sure it tried its best. I think it's lucky you were there to help. Why the fuck do I keep getting turned? I haven't even had any alcohol. Like, I was at a pub earlier, but I didn't get any alcohol because it cost $12 fucking dollars for a Long Island iced tea. No. No, thank you.
Indeed, I don't imagine the additional chaos it could have caused.
I don't care about the could-haves. I just care we were able to help. She also managed to free it of the star in its stomach, sitting me ale. I have root beer whiskey in my freezer. I just didn't want to get drunk before a stream, especially when I'm already so tired.
No, the frostbite may be gone, but that star is a part of it now. It's become the first of its new kind. A sun humpback whale. And probably the last one too, as all the other stars of the astral sea have been snuffed out.
God, how lonely must that be? To be both the first of your kind and the last of your kind. Like, to never be able to truly relate to another, to never be able to have the same universal experiences with each other. That's some like Godzilla bullshit, but at least Godzilla was able to make a baby. I don't know how Godzilla made a baby, but it did. Also, Law's Seeker, always lovely to see you. Hope I'm well. I'm a tired bitch. I am kept alive on G Fuel and spite.
We will never be able to see the night sky again, and in turn, that whale must forever live with its guilt nestled in its stomach.
You're right. Some things are forever changed now. That's kind of the point of disasters. Perhaps the star doesn't stand for shame, but the pride of its survival. We shouldn't be sad that most are gone, but happy that one managed to make it through. Besides, We may have lost the night sky's starry companions, but I managed to gain 2 new friends. Even the worst of situations could lead you to light sometime. Spite is a hell of a drug, and I am hell addicted. I like that. You should never be sad about finding new friends. Speaking of friends, on the way back, we ran into this traveling souvenir shop. I bought friendship bracelets for Tia and I with little whale charms on them. But she didn't want to wear them yet, so I'm waiting till she's ready. That's very nice of you, Clay. Right, Tia?
I'm just... They're a hazard for fights and get caught in things.
Sure. I'm looking forward to seeing how they look with your armor. Tia also found something for you at the souvenir shop.
That's...
She said it reminded her of you, of your tavern. Oh? Taya, I'm so glad you think of me. And now that I've seen it in person, I agree. Well, now I'm curious. What is it? Wait, what? I didn't see it. What just showed up on screen? I did not see anything pop up. Is it this? I think it's that. It's very pretty. That's a very pretty mosaic. The shopkeeper told us a little about it. Supposedly, this piece of art represents a new beginning after a hard-fought battle. Are you the only Azamar in Lloyd's posse? Well, technically speaking, at the moment, I am without species, since I've decided I'm no longer a tiefling. I've not quite decided what the hell I am. No. Makoto. Makoto revealed her character as an Azamar. I actually knew long before because we were discussing getting art with each other, and she brought that up. But yeah, her character's an Azamar. I really gotta play Monster Hunter with Makoto again. So, Tia, aren't you glad Clay was there to help you?
I suppose I am.
You really are?
You're surprisingly competent. Perhaps one might even say I could not have done this entirely without you. If one was to be extreme about it.
I think someone like you could do anything alone if you put your mind to it. But that doesn't mean you should have to. I'm always happier when doing difficult things if I have help from other people. Man, that 5 minutes watching that How to Speak Australian video was kind of wasted, wasn't it? Well said, Clay. Stellar teamwork, you two. Keep it up. Will do.
Much more importantly, clearing our quest was not successful.
What are you talking about? You cured the sun humpback well. You found out why the stars fell. You even made new friends. What more could you want?
We still haven't the slightest idea what caused all this.
An angry humanoid figure?
And that is who exactly?
Well, we could rule out you, me, and the innkeeper. I don't know if you could rule me out quite yet.
We can rule out you and me.
Ow.
No hard feelings. I believe you're innocent. But sometimes evil hides in plain sight. One must not be led astray.
I understand. Paranoia is a hard habit to break.
Clearly, someone orchestrated this. It seems too random and methodical to have been an accidental side effect. I must find out what hides in the darkness.
Have you tried casting magic missile in the darkness?
If something like this happens again, it could end in a calamity the likes of which we have never seen before. Again.
Don't worry about it, girlie. This is just how kind of oblivions are around here.
I wouldn't call this just another oblivion. How often have you seen the stars fall from the sky? 0 times! I was asleep when it happened. And now that it's over, there goes my chances of ever witnessing a supreme meteor shower. You should not wish to witness such horrors. Some horrors are fun to look at. Listen, love, when I was your age, I used to worry about stuff like this all the time. This weird over here did too. We all did at one time or another. But I know from experience that making such a fuss about it won't get you anywhere. These bite-sized calamities are a part of the natural order of things. From chaos to balance to chaos to back to balance, everything just switches around in a never-ending cycle. Sure, it's good to keep an eye out, but you don't have to give yourself an aneurysm over it. Just pick up a quest if it worries you, and follow the natural flow of the universe. That way, if you're lucky, you'll end up retired like me. Such a leisurely attitude only leads to failure. And even then, someone is always going to save the world at the end. And that someone is going to be me. Oh, the youth. Anyway, old enemy, get another drink for me. I'll run it dry.
Anytime, Una. You still running low on energy? How about another strong one?
You got it.
Alright, max out her strength. Girl does not need that intelligence debuff. We're gonna fix that for her. Little charisma. And a little dexterity. Something strong for the most strong-headed lady I know.
Weird way to admit you've lost every argument against me. But this drink is splendid, I'll give you that. See, with one of these, your words will be washed away with flavor. Good or bad, depending on the day. I find your apathy borders on tragedy. And I find your hero complex unsustainable. Remember, kiddo, they don't build those statues for folks who are alive. Who cares about statues? My purpose is my purpose, and I don't care who immortalizes me. No one's purpose is to die, girl. Life is much more meaningful than that. Anyway, our purpose is winning cards right now. Good luck with your delusions.
I apologize on her behalf.
It's fine.
Tia, are you dying?
No, she was purely speaking in the hypothetical.
Well, I'm not sure what that means. What does it sound like it could damage your armor? But you know, maybe we should listen to her advice, at least a little bit. My granny always says, with age comes the priceless wisdom of mistakes.
I think your grandma's advice would be much more helpful than whatever a failed hero has to say.
You think retirement is a failure?
One's post should never be abandoned. If you can still serve this world, you should.
Not sure if that's bleak or inspiring.
The latter. She was right about one thing, though. The past is full of terrible disasters that were prevented. Which means that this too could have been attempted before, if not very successfully. Knowledge of something so vile must be scarce and well guarded, maybe even abandoned. I have never come across anything like this anywhere in the Aperture's library.
Granted, the Aperture's only been static for a little over 2 decades, though. Its libraries can't be that fast.
Many of the Order's books were relocated to the new stronghold. But I do believe that we don't currently harbor the knowledge I seek. For that, other avenues must be explored.
What are you considering? We could ask everyone we come across until we find someone who knows something.
Good idea, but that would take far too long. I think we should go looking for the Everbloom archives.
Is that a book club?
an ancient one. Everbloom was one of the great seven patent archives, the Gaian one, to be specific. Legend has it there used to be one on each plane, even two at the plane of the dead. They were once filled with the knowledge of the cosmos and grew in size every day thanks to their fearless archivists. But they fell to an unknown foe and have been lost to time ever since. I believe one of them could hold the answers we seek. Innkeeper, do you perhaps know where to find this archive?
Nope, not much of a librarian, unfortunately.
Disappointing.
Oi, but you could keep an eye out for it, right? You could ask all the scholarly people that pass through here. Of course, that I could do.
Perhaps we could start by asking that bounty hunter when she's done gambling all her money away.
You could ask her for yourself.
I would rather not.
I'll take that terrible task off your hands then.
Wonderful. You won't need more than a day to take care of this, right?
I could do with a little more time.
Nonsense. We don't have more time. I need your full commitment on this, innkeeper.
This is very short notice.
As are all disasters typically, hence the vigilance. I shall return to a fully prepared quest tomorrow morning.
Okay. In the meantime, you should rest.
Don't be ridiculous. I have things to do, people to help, prayers to consult. I gotta get my hair redone. You think this volume maintains itself? I gotta spend at least 3 hours at the stylist today.
Una was right. A good night's sleep would do wonders for you. I could even offer you some coupons to a beautiful swamp spa.
Fine, I'll take one or two, though they won't be put to much use. If I rest now, who will this world have faith in?
Sans Undertale, probably.
I shall see you tomorrow.
It's always nice to see burnout happening in real time. Don't worry. I'll go with her and make her some soup. Soup always helps me when I have a headache. And it looked like she had a big one. Do you want some soup as well? Yes, please. That's much appreciated. I'll bring some by tomorrow. Do you have any allergies? No. Thank you, Clay. I love this man. If anything, I have known Clay for like fucking 5 minutes. But if anything happens to him, I'm killing everyone in the tavern and then myself. Anytime. The rest of you will be a surprise. Have a superb... God damn it, I love him. I'll take some of those coupons too. Wonderful. Talking through everything really helped. Thank you. I'm happy to hear that. I'll be held onto those seashells. Catch up with some astral friends might make you feel a little better. Actually, I was thinking I could use the seashells to make some friendship bracelets for Tia and I. I want to carve them into stars. I think that sometimes you have to make something beautiful out of the things that hurt you. Otherwise, you're left with anger that has nowhere to go. Baby, who's hurt you? I just need a name. I'll take care of the rest. You poor baby girl. Do you like being angry? No, not much. Me neither. But we all get angry sometimes. It's not the most fun, but it is important. Never getting angry doesn't solve anything either. It just makes you smaller and smaller until people no longer see you as someone they need to think about. At least they're not scared of you. Oh, baby, what have you been through? Anger doesn't make you any more of a monster than silence makes you a saint. Be a whole person, Clay, and don't be scared of who that is. I'll try, Innkeeper. Thank you. I hope you find a way back to yourself, too. Thank you, Clay. Me too. Oh my god, you two are still here? Pay your tab and leave. Oh, it's Dapper Skelly Bones. Top of the evening to ya. Welcome to my tavern. Let's see. Oh, what do my magical eyes see? New faces, new acquaintances. With whom do I have the pleasure today? No way, a speaking skeleton? I haven't seen one of those in a long while. Why, hello there. How incredibly rude of me to leave out introductions. My name is Sans Undertale.
And he's so polite as well. You can call me Una, Mr. Undertale. And that one over there is my friend Jade.
Oh, you lost all your money, didn't you, Jade? Ah, a fellow Mira, but with more skin left. Which isn't immensely difficult, I suppose. Glad to make your acquaintance, Una and her friend Jade.
Wait, did Jade just get a new necklace, or?
Scully, should he be named after a gemstone? As far as I'm aware, middle last names reference their bones, no? Ah, correct. But I can't remember what my poor bones are made of. Death has left quite a lot of gaps in this head of mine.
Let me have a look. Looks like alabaster to me. Hard to say without a thorough analysis, though.
Alabaster? That does sound familiar. Like an old name, perhaps? I'm not sure, but it's worth investigating. Thank you, Jade. Still, let us stick with Sans until we have a more detailed information.
I think I'll be going now. I still have work to do.
What a coincidence! I happen to want to say the exact same thing.
Wouldn't it be rude of us to leave that distinguished gentleman all by himself? I think one of us should definitely stay a little longer. Isn't it cool that both of you have bones made of shimmery gemstones?
Ah, that is true. I haven't seen another Matthias since... well, since I woke up. It's anywhere between 2 weeks and 2 centuries ago.
See, it's a match already. Or be a shame if the two of you became friends. Huh? Anyways, see ya!
That was... quick. Indeed.
I guess a woman her age knows what she wants.
Oh, it's the nerd!
Good mythical morning.
It's well past sunset, Hex.
That might be true, but it's still...
Morning somewhere, I know.
You got it! But today I'm not here to talk to you about primordial magics. Today we're going to celebrate my sister.
Oh, she's also a nerd.
Let's see. Greetings, everyone.
Come on in. Pleased to meet you. My name is Sans Undertale.
Jade. You can call me Hex. And this is Grace, my little sister. Yes, I know she's taller than me. You can keep it to yourselves. We're here to celebrate, not to roast, though some fire might be fun. No fireballs inside, Hexagon. If you insist, a fireless party it is then.
My bones are aching for a party. I haven't attended one in what feels like an eternity. What's the occasion?
My wonderfully talented sister successfully defended her wizard doctoral thesis just today. She can now call herself an actual, full-blown selenite witch. It's not that special, honestly. I beg to differ. That's a major deal. Congratulations.
I must congratulate you as well. Quite an astounding achievement indeed.
You're all very sweet. Thank you.
I have to agree with everyone. You should be proud of yourself. How about a drink on the house to celebrate your graduation? It's not like anybody ever pays me anyway.
Hex already told me that you're a real magical connoisseur. I would love to taste one of your creations, Innkeeper. But I don't know what to pick. Could you recommend something to me?
Of course. How about a drink for your wits? Your brain must be tired after debating your professors all day.
That sounds lovely. My brain could use a little pick-me-up.
Coming right up. All right, let's see. What do we got that gives brains? We're gonna go with the Peak Sunrise. The Sparkling Nebula is probably a little more, nerd-focused, but the Peak Sunrise sounds like it'd be more refreshing. And girl has had a day. Let's see, a little bit of that, and a little bit of dexterity, and a bit of charisma. And there we go, a Peak Sunrise. And we may as well negate that negative to the defense. Well, there you go, girly.
My, this is delightful.
See? Told you. He definitely knows his craft. Say, Innkeeper, do you have a PhD in mixology by a chance?
Last time I checked, no, but I do have a lot of experience. Took me a while to get the hang of it.
I could tell your drinks are really tasty. I could easily go for another round of debating right now.
Perhaps you could even be a master at debating. Is there anyone else up for a drink?
Nah, not yet. I'm still energized from earlier.
Sans, Hex, what about you two?
I'm good. I don't want to steal the show today.
I would love a refreshment for these old bones, actually. Perhaps something to bring back the charm of old days. At your service. All right, so my man... So a dirty girl walks into the bar, and all of a sudden my man wants to turn on the charm. I see how it is. Let's see. In that case, we're gonna give him a sunny breeze. Yeah, let's see. Ugh. So we're gonna need dexterity, charisma, and intelligence. Yeah. So what if she? What if he? What if the skeleton turns invisible without any warning? What do we care? All right, 3 parts charisma, 1 part dexterity, 2 parts intelligence. Now let's go ahead and negate that strength. I do not need him breaking a bone on my premises. Here you go, a drink for the charming gentleman.
Oh, what a lovely taste. It warms my bones, inside and out.
Should I be worried?
Maybe it's an undead thing.
Well, practically, it would be possible for a magical drink to warm one's bones. You just need...
You and your wild dreams, Hexy. Maybe leave those experiments for someone with an actual laboratory for once.
Oh, all this talking about studying degrees brings back so many old memories. I was also a scholar once. Spent my life as an archivist at the Gaia Everbloom. Whoa, what a coincidence! At the Gaia Everbloom Archives, eh? Before my, well, supposedly eternal slumber.
I read a lot about the old archivists, but I never had the chance to talk to one. Well, obviously,
They're all dead. All of them?
yes, the archives were destroyed decades ago. They're mostly a myth now.
Oh, that's quite sad. A lot of knowledge must have gotten lost with them.
I guess so. If you wouldn't mind, Sans, I'd love to hear more about them. Maybe we could revive some of that old knowledge.
It would be my pleasure. But sadly, I cannot remember much of my research. All these years below ground without sunlight doesn't seem to have been good for my memory. It's been a few centuries I've been alive, and so I'm not even sure where one would find the archives nowadays. Or their ruins, rather.
Do you remember the environment that surrounded them? Perhaps that could help.
A little, I believe. I might have even woken up close by. My early memories of a skeleton are quite hazy. During my lifetime, the archives were located deep underground. Gaia's lively blessings were juxtaposed with a hostile and lifeless mountain range. They were surrounded by nothing but rocks and boulders, as sharp as talons and fangs.
Even if you made it out of the mountain, you'd be greeted by either dry steeps or a poisonous lake. It's a Dark Souls level! Wait. Isn't he describing the freaking, what was it called? Like the wolf keep from Dark Souls 3? Because it sounds a lot like that's what he's describing.
The liquid in that lake could cinch the meat right off your bones! I knew someone fell in that lake once. I remember as if it were yesterday.
Oh. Well, that sounds like not the best place to boil an important archive stronghold.
Wouldn't necessarily agree. They say the books and scrolls of the Manhan archives contain all the mysteries of our world.
Excuse me. Oh, Jesus. I might be dying.
And the realms that surround us. Of course you'd have to protect that knowledge. Would be a shame if someone... Anyways.
I think I know the place Sans is talking about.
Oh?
It sounds like the gravel mac. Sharp rocks next to a poisonous lake. There's no way a location like that exists twice. On this plane, at least. Or else I would have heard of it.
I wouldn't recommend going there. I bet it's exceptionally dusty after all these years. But think of all those hidden treasures. Knowledge left untouched for millennia.
That sounds a little too ambitious, even for you.
Fine.
Your delicate wizard sensibilities would have lasted a day in the gravel mac anyway.
Oh, and you would?
Who can say? Anyway, I gotta go now. Shared enough secrets of the trade today anyway.
Thank you for your reluctant service.
What a lovely young lady. She would have made for a great archivist. And a grumpy one.
I'm sure she's just had a long day.
Been in my tavern all fucking day.
As have I, honestly. I'm very tired.
I'm absolutely sure of that. You should be proud of yourself, nonetheless. You seem like the kind of person to downplay your achievements.
And getting you a PhD really isn't something small or insignificant.
It's nothing, really. I spent a lot of time researching. Defending my thesis was merely a formality.
Sans and my point still stands, and I'm sure your brother would agree with us.
Absolutely.
You're all very kind. I really appreciate it. How about we call it a day? It's already getting late.
A splendid idea, as I would expect from a witch like yourself. Seems fair. Hope you get to enjoy the rest of your evening, innkeeper.
I will. Theo, practically. Alright, now we can finally make a quest. Jesus fucking Christ, it took us 2 hours to get through one day. I might have a yapping problem. Let's see, we have 3 greens. The Mahudin Archive once held the infinite knowledge of the cosmos. The gain Everbloom could hide answers no one is quite ready for. The fabled Everbloom archives are located deep within the Gravelback, a lifeless, dangerous mountain range. And deep within the Gravelback hides long-lost treasures and terrifying bleak stalkers. Though the verdict is still at their cutest level. I forgot about that. That's right. Frickin' John was telling us about all that. His very first quest. The Lost Maiden Everbloom archives are said to offer infinite knowledge to anyone with unanswered questions. Its ruins lie deep within the Gravelmack, a dangerous and lifeless mountain range that even seasoned adventurers try to avoid. If that wasn't enough, the mountains are also said to be haunted by nightmarish, bleak stalkers. Let's just hope they don't find abandoned archives cozy and inviting. All right. Well, it is almost 9:30, and I did not sleep well the past few nights. Also, all this G Fuel helps me stay alive, but also kind of gunks me up if I don't drink water. So I'm gonna go get some water and go to bed. So we're gonna go ahead and save right here, and we're gonna find somebody to give a raid to. Let's see who's live at this godforsaken hour. I see a lovely little fishy is live, and they are playing something called Brad and Fred with a friend of theirs. So we're gonna go ahead, we're gonna take all of our tavern patrons, and we're gonna push them into Fish's bowl. As always, it was lovely to see all of you here in my tavern, and I hope to see you all again on Friday. I'm terribly sorry about the inconsistent schedule. I know I had literally just promised we'd be more consistent, but life's a bitch and then you die, so. But we'll try to get back on track here soon. Till next time, ciao.
Okay, and then we jump again.
Wait, just jump straight